Hey folks, welcome back. You know, pretty frequently I get asked if my characters are based on actual people. And normally my answer is no, they're more based on types of people. However, I gave it some thought the other day while I was walking on the treadmill. Incline for that booty. And I realized that more characters than I thought are kind of based on actual people. Now, I wasn't going to make this a video because it felt like bullying. But most of the actual people are celebrities or my relatives, so it feels okay. You can't really bully your relatives. So what I did is I went chronologically through my characters and wrote down all the ones that are actually based on real people. So here we go. The earliest character developed that was based on a real person is Glenn Treefucker. You may already know who I'm talking about, and I'm not going to name them by name, and I don't even know their name, but there was a very viral, very outspoken vegan who was stirring up a lot of controversy at the time of that character being made, and that character was directly inspired by this person. Like I said, I don't know their name, but their old account is kind of known as That Vegan Teacher, and Glenn Treefucker really makes sense if you've seen any of that content. Next up, Nathaniel No Future. This one's based off Cameron Geller from the past, when he was a theater student. This was kind of my way to make fun of myself once I gave up on acting. It was an exaggeration, okay? I wasn't that insufferable as a theater student, I think. Next one that was inspired by someone is Chase Wood, and I've talked about this before. The whole Chase Wood is kind of making fun of myself in early high school, when I was terrified of the possibility of being gay. And then I ended up a theater student after that, where everyone was gay. But if you want to hear that story, there's a whole video on that I can link, so you can check it out. I'm realizing that based on is a bit extreme. This might be more characters that were inspired by real people. Next, Freddy Frugal. I've talked about this before, so I don't feel so bad saying it again, but this one is based on my dad. Now, only early days Freddy. Freddy has gone off the deep end. Freddy's like a villain now. My dad let us have food, okay? But definitely taught us the value of $1. Next is Sharon Too Much. Now, only the very start of the character, not when we established that she's Caleb Can't Roast's mom and that she's super weird. I'm talking about the early days. First few videos, it was kind of based on my mom. And I've talked about this too in the video I did with my parents answering your questions. I'll link that if you haven't seen it. That's like a 1.5 year old video now. Could be interesting to rewatch, marathon my content. But the Sharon Too Much and Freddy Frugal of the current universe don't really reflect my parents anymore. They both went off the deep end. The characters, not my parents. Next one, Bushy Beavers. Can you guess? Bear Grylls. Man vs. Wild. Yes, I know he's not Australian, he's British, but he also drinks piss. I feel like that one's pretty obvious. Next up, just in case, Dwight Schrute, The Office, who technically isn't a real person, it's a character. And I'll say this much, I did not intend for Just in Case to be a replica of Dwight Schrute. I think the inspiration was subconscious. I've watched The Office like 4 times, so maybe it was Dwight's plan all along. Imagine I could get big enough to have a Dwight Schrute and Just in Case crossover. Somebody get me a Rainn Wilson's manager so I can not afford to work with him. Okay, folks, that's it. If you guys haven't gotten merch yet, cop it. I think a lot of you guys might be gay. We're just really happy because definitely gay is by far the most popular. Okay, folks, that's it. Have a good one.